guys are so funny. You're trying to get me to do this stupid shit. And
she just whispered, "I'm a bad bitch," for anyone who didn't hear. Stop. 420.
I'm lit at Disney.
And the kids asleep in the bath.
There we go.
A ball sack station. That's what a business owner looks like. Ooh, let's go. We're ready.
We are ready for those Freddies.
We're ready, Freddy.
I don't have enough coasters. I'm not doing that.
You're
My
using
phone
your phone?
is a coaster. I don't know how condensation works inside electronics.
You have a case. I think it should be
I'll just
okay,
drink
right?
it fast. It's just Diet Coke.
There you go.
Oh, I'll use my wallet as a coaster.
There we go. Now we
Perfect.
got it.
Now he's like precariously balanced, which is perfect.
Even better for you.
me.
And you got both the Barbie cups.
I did
Nice.
steal both the Barbie cups.
I've got my frog cups.
I'm jelly of that. I need to make another one of those.
Man,
We
these
need
were
to make cups.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what kiwis would like. Anyways,
Cult
we should
of Cali
probably.
Luz.
Oh yeah, we got to do Cult of Cali Luz.
Yeah, I need to do Cult of Cali Luz.
Yeah, we should.
Merch. Probably start the podcast.
Yeah, we probably should.
Hi guys, welcome to Tattoo Homewreckers, a podcast where we talk about tattoos, life, and everything in between. And again, we have another episode about tattoos. Because apparently y'all really like the tattoo episodes, probably because it's in our name.
Yeah, we're finally giving the people what they expected, but you know,
I don't
we
necessarily
haven't
think
delivered.
it's what they wanted.
No.
I think they wanted it, and then they heard us do Are You the Asshole and Reddit stories.
Yes.
And we are back with more Reddit questions, because I am currently addicted to Reddit.
Me too.
Not actually reading it, but like I play like people reading the stories as background noise, and it's really good. Also, if you are peeping the new merch, this is our Cult of Cali Luz.
Look at our new merch.
T-shirt. It comes in heather gray, so this color, which apparently like Kiwis, everyone keeps being like, "What is heather gray?" And I was like, "Oh, that's like not
Your
how we
favorite
label
color.
things." Yeah, my favorite color, which is a slightly textured gray.
Yeah.
You can have it either in white text, black text, or pink text. So if you'd like to order one, then probably shoot us an email so that way I can custom make them, because they're just made to order.
And if you're wondering why we've got Cult of Cali Luz tattoos merch, then you need to go and reference our other Tattoo Homewreckers episode, Cult of Glitter Farts.
Yes, Cult of Glitter Farts.
To get the tea on that. Follow us on Facebook as well to see more of the troll drama. But we're not here to talk about troll drama. We're here to talk about what your gender feels like today.
I did not introduce us. So if this is your first time
right.
here,
Sorry.
My name is Lou. This is my very best friend, Callisto, or Cal, or Callie, depending on how well you know her.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Honey Bun.
Or Sparkle Witch.
Or Sparkle Witch.
Yeah.
I do like that. Well, you're a junior Sparkle Witch.
Yeah, I'm junior Sparkle Witch. You're elder
I'm
Sparkle
an elder
Witch.
Sparkle Witch.
Yes, I'm still learning.
Over the age of 35, you are indeed an elder Sparkle Witch.
Exactly.
And I earned my elder status.
You did. Yeah. We're both the cult leaders of Cali Luz Tattoos, and we are here. We're queer. We're ready to party, and our genders
are here to talk about our gender.
Yeah, up for debate.
Yes. I did like the references in the trolling sections that talked about gender salads.
Pronoun salads.
Sorry, pronoun salads. So I'm going to actually say, because I keep wanting to say it's a gender salad, so my gender today actually feels like a salad that is full of everything that you would not, like, I'm thinking magical. I'm thinking like the food in Hook, where you get mad about this when it's like blue mashed potatoes. But in my gender salad is glitter, and don't worry, it does not stick on anything except for like in the salad. And there's yarn, and there's feathers.
Oh, we went like abstract with the salad.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
And it is just a beautiful salad bowl with just whatever makes you joyful on the inside. That's what my gender feels like today.
Work.
I feel like the inside of me is just made of like magic, and this Diet Coke really did hit.
Your Diet Coke, you're experiencing euphoria, gender euphoria through a Diet Coke is so funny.
I am experiencing gender, because 10 minutes ago I was so mad. I was like, I'm grumpy. We are
we're in event prep week right now. Balls deep in event prep week. I've drawn so many designs, and I'm excited about them. Don't get me wrong. That's what I like to do. I like to just fucking funnel out pieces. But it is a stretch when it's like, okay, how far can I push this?
You've drawn like easily 75 pieces of flash.
Thank you.
I have not drawn a single piece of flash yet because I've been making merch.
You're busy doing merch as well.
So I've been doing the
you've made you've done hours and hours of labor. You were up at 3 a.m. the other night.
Yeah.
Fucking doing whatever.
Dividing and conquering.
Yes.
But we are both just like balls to the wall. Holy shit. Realize that we have not decorated for the house for Christmas.
Yep.
So we are recording this the Friday before our event.
Oh my God.
And then it will come out on Monday. So that way you guys still get something for Monday. And then Monday I will, after tattooing all day Sunday, I do have an appointment on Monday.
Yep.
And then we will spend the day decorating the house.
Yes.
And just trying to get
having
into
a cute family
Christmas
meeting
vibe.
and exactly. It'll be cute.
So this is a little bit before, but we will also try to record another podcast next week that's close to our event. So that way you guys can hear what went right, what went wrong.
Totally. Yeah.
We'll let you behind the scenes on event week.
Yeah. So my salad, my ginger salad.
Yes, your ginger salad.
Like, good quality. Okay, you can only okay, let me back up. I'm interrupting myself.
Yes, I love this.
I'm literally interrupting myself. You know how you get kale from the supermarket and it's never as good as kale in the restaurant for some fucking reason?
I don't know why.
They must do something to the kale. I need to actually take time and figure it out via YouTube because you could find anything on the internet. But kale in restaurants is always sweeter and like crispier and like not rubbery and weird because like for some reason too, kale from the supermarket has a completely different texture as well. So I feel like a restaurant tier like kale salad. I'm talking sweet kale. The kale is sweet. It's the perfect amount of bounce without having it be rubbery and chewy. And I've got cranberries in my ginger salad.
I love a cranberry.
Me too.
A fucking hoe. First off, I'm a hoe for a kale salad.
Yeah, me too.
But you throw cranberries in there?
Good.
Bitch, what's up? I ain't got no panties.
Yeah. they've disseminated. I don't know. They're gone. They've dissolved.
The flood washed them away.
Yep. They've completely just gone. So yeah, I'm a kale salad with cranberries, pine nuts, and a really good full-bodied goat cheese.
Damn.
That's what my gender feels like. And it's
What's
okay
that dressing?
The dressing is going to be a lemon-based citrusy dressing. So something like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's what my gender feels like. It feels like a very like summery, but like still like very earthy salad. Some could argue that it would be wintry because people put like cranberries in winter salad.
Oh, but I like cranberries in like a summer, a light salad.
Me too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because I feel like cranberries are like the sexy version of a grape. Or I'm sorry, a raisin.
I agree.
Like I think that like
she's like the sexy aunt.
Yes. Yeah, the hot aunt that like didn't have kids and she like travels the world and she's super cool.
Yeah, and regardless of how old she is, she's still like full fun spirited. Like doesn't have you ever meet an adult that's like, God, were you just like, did you just give up?
Yes. Well, like, life beats them down.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, no, cranberries didn't give up. She was like, I'm going to take life by the balls and you guys play by my rules, not the other way around.
100%.
I'm a little stuffy right now. I only just got very stuffy like 5 minutes before the podcast. So if my voice sounds weird, that's why. Anyways.
It doesn't sound weird. You just sound like yourself.
Okay, cool. I feel weird. It feels like my nose feels insane. Okay.
Do you want me to punch him in the face?
No.
Will that help?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if like extra blood flow might help.
All right,
How
cool.
I fix it.
We made it through the intro. We're going to talk about one of our listeners and dear clients asked us a bunch of questions that we will be using on the podcast for this episode.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. First of all, thank you for also getting tattooed and supporting the studio. We really appreciate it. You're wonderful. And we're really lucky that we were able to meet you through the art of tattooing. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
But anyways, the question was, why specifically we don't tattoo pregnant or breastfeeding people? They've looked it up online, but the information varies so much, and some people even say it's fine.
So I'm going to speak off of my experience and the knowledge that I have. Let's be clear. I am not a medical professional. I'm a tattoo artist, and I am not a doctor.
Yeah.
And so
neither of us have gone to med school. So
yeah, I've not been to med school. I've taken some first aid classes. I used to like teach bloodborne pathogens, infection control, but like not actually doctor. I do not tattoo people that are pregnant or breastfeeding because there is always a risk of infection or complications or reactions with the tattoo. That is just anytime you break the skin, that is what happens. And so even though you can go and get tattooed by specific individuals, I do not do it because every state that I worked in within the United States, it was against the law to tattoo someone, that was pregnant or breastfeeding.
Yes.
And I very much trusted the medical professionals that put that into the regulations and the laws for the protection of the fetus, and also for the person who technically has a compromised immune system because they are growing a whole other life.
Yeah.
So their body is currently working on something else. We do not want to deviate that and say, hey, let's put you over here on healing something that we don't need to do, that it is not an emergency. Though you may feel like your tattoo desire is an emergency, this is an elective procedure. So just most doctors are not going to do cosmetic surgery on someone who is pregnant or breastfeeding.
Yep.
And the reason why we also don't touch if you're breastfeeding is because if any, you have elevated stress as your body heals, but also anything that goes on inside of your body can be passed through the breast milk to your child.
Yep.
So
I think, so I'm going to tackle onto that, preferably when you are pregnant, your body is going to perform at optimal capacity, right? So 100% capacity. Yep. I understand that things happen. You can't necessarily help having a common cold, but what you can help is for example, not drinking alcohol while you're pregnant. Because again, your body will be performing at maximum capacity while it's using all of its energy to, again, create life. It's a big deal. That's huge. It does require a fuck ton of energy for your body to literally create another tiny body, functioning body. So it's kind of the same way as how people don't necessarily recommend okay, let me back up actually. A tattoo is still a medical procedure in the sense that you are breaking skin and you are causing trauma to yourself. So when you had said some doctors don't even perform cosmetic surgeries, that makes sense because that is still
doctors
trauma.
Are not going to perform a elective cosmetic
a nose job or
on someone who's pregnant or breastfeeding.
Totally.
Because again, there's inherent risk anytime you break the skin. And so they're not trying to do that, which is why most doctors, even if you needed surgery or even say chemo, they don't do that while you're pregnant. They do their very best to not do anything to harm a human body when that body is growing an additional life, especially if you're hey, this is important to me that I set up this life.
Yes.
With the best possible situation.
You don't want to add stress to your body when it's already kind of in a stressful state growing another human being. That's why fetal alcohol alcohol syndrome is a thing, right? You're adding stress to your body by drinking alcohol because your liver has to process all of the poison that you're putting in your body.
Yep.
Mind you, the poison's fun, but you shouldn't do that while you're pregnant. So your energy is kind of split in that sense. Now your body's having to decide how much energy do I put into creating this human life and how much energy do I put in healing our internal organs to make sure our body is functioning. And you don't want to do that. Again, your body wants to perform at maximum and optimal capacity to do so. So to add a tattoo to the mix, you are still stressing out your body. Your body is still making these decisions of, I only have X amount of energy. Now, how much energy am I having to take away from creating life to heal this wound that's on my body? So that's why we do not tattoo people who are pregnant and or people who are breastfeeding, because even when you are breastfeeding, you're still again, literally creating nutrients. Now your body is having to decide how much energy do I have to take away from creating this nutrients for my child in order to heal the gaping wound that's on my body. So yeah, that's why we don't do that. Do you have anything to add to that?
No. I think we covered it.
Our listener and client also added that they've had a miscarriage a week before one of their last tattoos and was sick afterwards in a way that others hasn't made them feel. They're wondering if there's something to that. They don't know. Again, we're not medical professionals.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I will say that more than likely that's because your body is still healing from your miscarriage, because whatever caused you to have a miscarriage, your body is still processing through that. And again, it is that divided energy of your immune system.
Yeah.
So even if you are still you're oh, but I feel fine, your body internally is still probably processing something.
Yeah.
And so therefore the divided immune system means that then you're going to get flu-like symptoms.
Yeah, you're gonna feel
it's
like shit.
It's also very common to have flu-like symptoms after a really long session because it's a lot of stress on your body.
Yeah.
Like, that is the thing, is that, like, and if your body has just previously been stressed out, because being pregnant stresses the body. So if your body is stressed out from that, and it can take a long time to heal, then that's going to feel like you've been sick or flu-like symptoms.
Yeah, I was going to say, people do still experience tattoo flu even without having an additional miscarriage. That's hard because it's like, no matter what, your body, even if you're not like, your brain doesn't actually fully realize the extent of the trauma, your body will definitely feel it. It's the same thing as like, even psychological trauma, your body still actually goes through these like these ripples or whispers of like that trauma beforehand. Your body remembers all of these things. Even if it's a completely different situation with completely different people, we don't necessarily have like the control over feeling triggered. So it's the same thing with like getting tattooed. Like, you're actually putting yourself through a lot more stress than you think you are, which is why we tell you, eat before your appointment.
Make sure you have a good night's sleep.
Yes.
Like, a lot of care goes into
and like when you're done getting tattooed, like we tell you to go home, like sleep, take a nap, whatever you need, eat a good meal, because like, again, even though you feel like, oh, but I just spent all day like laying down getting tattooed, that is still a lot of impact and stress on your body. So yeah. Another follow-up question. Are there other reasons you won't tattoo somebody? Like if they're sick, going through chemotherapy, or have some kind of severe mental illness? If so, why will you not tattoo them?
So this one's pretty straightforward. Just to build off of what we already said, a compromised immune system is a compromised immune system. So if that's chemo or if you're sick, I am not going to further compromise your immune system. If you are healing, even if it's say from like surgery and your doctor's like, oh yeah, it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to heal this. I'm not going to tattoo you until you're done and your doctor says you're A-okay to get tattooed. Because I do not want to, again, deviate and say, hey, we're going to take your immune system, put it over here on healing a tattoo, and not be able to heal your actual body. So if you have a compromised immune system, then I need a medical professional to tell me, hey, I as their doctor, the person supervising this person's like health, am A-okay with it. When it comes to like anything mental, it purely comes down to the fact that if you are capable of making those decisions, I cannot tell you whether or not you're capable. If you say are drunk and I'm like, okay, well, I can't tattoo you if I can tell that you're inebriated. But if it's just like a case of like, hey, I have some pretty severe depression, but if I don't know you like not in a depressive state, then I'm not going to know that that's going to be an issue. So if you have the capacity to fill out paperwork, you are over the age of 18, and there is nothing that I can actually tell. And obviously I do my due diligence, but I'm like, everyone's got different things going on mentally. I am incredibly autistic, and some people think that is a severe mental disorder. I personally believe that that is one of my superpowers.
Period.
So yeah, I think that's just like honestly a case by case basis. If I also just don't feel like someone is in a good space, like mentally to get tattooed, like I have had clients and friends over the years that I have been tattooing for a long time, and then they come in and have gone through something horrific, like a death in the family or like a really bad breakup. And I'm like, you are not in a place to get tattooed right now. Like you're in a very transitional phase. And I personally do not believe that like this is the best time for them to get something. Or if they are in the, like this tends to happen with grief, if they're in the pits of grief and then they're like, I want all of this stuff like for this person, and it doesn't sound like what I've previously known them to do. Like if they want to get something like a memorial in a very specific way that doesn't match their personality, or is more focused around like the death of someone, I do like to personally have that discussion with them to be like, hey, I believe in tattoos as like a celebration of life, so we can have that discussion. But I have on multiple occasions over my career turned to people and said, today might not be the day. Do you want to just sit down and talk? And then we spend their time. Obviously, they're not paying me, but we spend that time that they were like allotted just having conversations, just like walking them through like, how can I possibly just like, sometimes you just need a like a face to look at while you're venting or like talking about it and you just need like a listening ear. So at least I can help them through that. And then we will typically book another appointment. And in every one of those situations, they've come back and like, I am so glad I did not get tattooed at that point.
100%.
So it's not something I obviously want to make a practice of, but it is something that has happened from tattooing for like, I don't know, 16 years now. That I think it's 16. That I have had to do because I develop a close relationship with my clients.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you covered pretty much everything. I do think that it is obviously like we're still working in a customer service based industry. So my natural inclination is to be able to provide what this person wants. But again, it's kind of like where, and this is not meant to shame anybody, but like, where do your morals lie and what are you comfortable about like having these discussions with your clients? Because the craziest part about being a tattoo artist is that you, even though you may work for somebody at a studio, you're still, for the most part, more of your own boss than any other career that you'll be able to find. Because at the end of the day, you're the person executing this tattoo and like, you know, it takes two people to be able to tattoo. You need your artist, you need your client. And in order to make a good piece and in order to make a piece that like your client will be proud of wearing for the rest of their lives, there are a lot of like questions that you need to ask. I like the fact that you brought up even when grief is like a little bit too fresh, that's where like we're a little bit inclined to be like, listen, like I understand that like you're going through a lot. As far as sleeves go, like we do want to take our time with like deciding what we want. We also want to take our time with like trying to see like what we want to get tattooed, because although like I agree with you, I would much rather do a memorial piece honoring their lives.
Yes.
There are certain pieces where I'm like having their death date, like I just want to ask why do you want just their death date, or why do you want their last heartbeat, you know, that kind of thing. If it's for aesthetics and you just like it, then that's okay. That's totally fine.
And if you're like, this is what I want, then that's okay. But we do like to offer like alternative options. Yeah. Because like it just, I think when you're in the middle of it, like I've had a lot of people come to me, particularly after like breakups, that are like, I want to get this tattoo. And you're like, oh, do you? Yeah. Or are we just like, are you still going to want this in 10 years? Yeah. Or are we currently like angry? And like, I don't like to tattoo people out of like a huge place of like grief, or a huge place of anger.
As somebody who has gotten tattooed out of like being freshly like suicidal, I was like 18, 19, and like freshly out of like the suicidal stage of my life, that like seemed like it seemed, because I was so young, like it was such a big part of my life, a big part of my identity was being suicidal for so long. And finally getting into a career that made me have hope for my own life, I like got this tattoo. This is a huge spin off on this story, but
I love this.
I got this tattoo. It was a noose. And it said hang loose, because I thought it was comical. I thought it was edgy. I thought it was funny. But unfortunately, like the West Coast doesn't have like this big education on nooses are a symbol of lynching, not a like to most of the people on the West Coast in the United States, you'll find that a lot of them got them for the same reasons. It has more to do with like suicide, and I was poking fun at myself kind of thing. But unfortunately in the South, it has a completely different
racial connotation.
Yes, connotations and meanings. Yes. Right? So one of my clients had come in, and his father had like, I should have had a trigger warning of suicide ideations and stuff. Sorry, guys. But trigger warning, I'm going to talk about suicide. His father had recently like committed suicide, and he wanted a tattoo. He wanted a noose to kind of like represent like the struggle that his dad went through. And I had to tell him like, hey, I understand you're going through a lot right now, but as somebody who has a noose tattoo and wasn't aware of these connotations, I do need to bring up this concern, because I have this tattoo. And I'm letting you know right now that like there is a part of me that whenever I go travel to the South, I try to make an effort to cover it up, because even though it's not the reason why I got it tattooed, I am very well aware that like societally, in different areas, that's what it means. And I'm not a racist, and I don't want to portray that. And now I'm thinking about getting it covered up, you know, like, there are specific things that like you can jump into in the grief of things. Or even like when I was 18, it was a big part of my personality at that point was like, oh, now I'm able to be on the other side of things and poke fun at it. Maybe we need to take a second.
Yeah.
Let's take a second. Let's think about it. Let's learn some history, some history. Let's like, you know, maybe even let our frontal lobe develop a little bit before we make these edgy decisions about our body that last forever. So yeah, there are plenty of reasons why we won't tattoo somebody. I'd rather it not be like a hard no. My biggest hard no's are always something to do with like racism, sexism, homophobia. I'm not going to tattoo any kind of like Nazi tattoos on anyone. That's a big no for me. Any kind of gang tattoos I won't do. But yeah, that was my long-winded answer to
that was a great answer. That was also beautifully vulnerable.
Good story.
That is how that works.
Yeah, totally. I know a lot of people that get noose tattoos. Oh my God. Hello.
Yep.
I'll be right back. I know a lot of people that got noose tattoos for the same reason.
Yeah. And I think it's just like understanding that obviously if you have that tattoo, you're like, oh no, I didn't know. Or like, oh, I have death dates on me. Yes. But like as somebody, I'll share my bit about why I don't necessarily enjoy doing that. And it's because like my dad also died when I was 18. And I will always remember the day he died, and it has now been 20 years. And that's not necessarily like the day when it comes to like remembering my dad that I want to remember. And overt, like I learned this throughout my career, is that overt memorial tattoos do kind of the opposite of what we want with a tattoo. Because when I would tell people that my dad died, no one wanted to talk about him with me. And it was really devastating as like, you know, somebody who had just lost like this really important person.
Right.
And if you ever said like my dad died, I could never tell stories about him without making people feel weird.
And that's isolating.
Yeah,
like,
it's really isolating.
Going through
and
grief.
Because like most people don't want to just like sit with you in grief or face it. And they also don't want to sit with their own grief. So they don't like to just have that discussion. Like I have learned, because that happened to me so young, that like if someone like tells me about like a death, I will often ask like what happened and like how they're doing. And like you can gauge the situation. So I don't just sit there and go, what happened? But it's like, oh, like I'm so sorry. Like if you want to talk about it, or if you want to tell me about your memories with this person, like tell me your favorite memories.
Yes.
And like that's what I really enjoy like doing with people when it comes to like memorial tattoos. And to be clear, I don't think that someone needs to die. I will go off on a slight side tangent really fast. I think it's real weird that we tend to only get memorial tattoos. And so people will be like, oh, my dad died. I want to get something for my dad. But my mom's still alive, so I don't know what to do about that. I have tattoos for Callie, and she is still alive. I have tattoos for my dogs that are still alive. You don't have to wait for someone to die to get a tattoo to celebrate the relationship you have with them. And even if one person's dead, you can still get tattooed for the other person that you like, for your parents. You can be like, hey, I want both, or in my case, all three of my parents to be on there. To be fair, I don't have all three of my parents. I only have my two dads on me. But that's a whole other thing. But
oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't get a matching tattoo with my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, bro.
But like, I love like both my dads, one of which is dead, one of which is very much alive, and I hope is alive for a lot longer so we can get like some matching tattoos when he comes out to New Zealand. Shout out Hedge. But you don't have to like only get tattoos after someone's dead. So I wanted to like bring that up.
As another option.
Like just another option. Like you can be like, hey, my dad died. I want to get something for him, but I also love my mom and I want to get something for my mom.
Yes.
Or like if you have two moms, two dads, two don't identify as either roles, whatever those things are.
Totally.
I just like to give that option because I feel like a lot of people get real weird about like, I'm getting a memorial tattoo and then I don't know what to do with my parents. And you can get tattooed for people while they're alive.
Yeah, I think that like, and I get this a lot during consultations is like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. Like, that's a whole other thing that, like, I didn't even realize. And honestly, it is, like, our job as, like, professionals to kind of help guide our clients through this. So I know that, like, we covered questions from, like, a client standpoint. We'll eventually get to questions from other tattoo artists. But, like, it is our job to make sure that our clients know, like, there are so many different options that you can take, so many different avenues. We did a consultation. It was kind of like a mini consultation, like a week ago. And it was during a market. So obviously, like, it's not like a formal sit down consultation. This is just us meeting other people and, like, trying to talk about, like, tattoo ideas, because that's what you do when you go out to markets and you advertise. Like, people are a lot more likely to get tattooed by you if they've already had a conversation from you and they feel like they can trust you and they know you. But anyways, someone had mentioned, like, I want to get a tattoo for my father, but, you know, unfortunately he died, like, he was a firefighter, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I would like to do something to kind of collaborate with that, but he died in a fire. And you had brought up a really good point. You're like, you don't have to get something that's, like, firefighter inspired. You, like, you were like, I encourage you to think about, like, stuff that you guys shared, like memories that you shared, things that you liked that were a very shared memory or a shared activity. Just anything that, like, really bonded the two of you together. So you could think of stuff like that. And, like, again, that's a whole other avenue that, like, people don't really touch on, especially when they're going through grief. Because I think grief in general makes humans do really weird shit.
It does.
So at that point, maybe when you're not...
run red lights.
Brother. Yeah, made you run red lights because you were like, nothing's real anyways. It doesn't matter. Life doesn't matter. And it made me almost quit my apprenticeship because I was just so, like... just did not have the energy to do everyday activities, like get out of bed. So like working even seemed impossible. So maybe if we don't make permanent decisions with our bodies in the middle of that heightened physical or emotional state. But yeah, it's...
Yeah, because I really think that, like, when it comes to just tattoos that you want to get to celebrate your relationships with other people, just really sitting with, like, what is that relationship to me?
Totally.
Because, like, Caboose and I have multiple matching tattoos.
Yes.
And none of them are, like, I don't know, like, what you would typically think of. Like, I have a stick man on my butt that's exploding that I originally got with my brother. And then Caboose got, like, a continuation of that. So, like, mine's exploding. His has a little first aid kit, which is very symbolic of our relationship.
That's so cute.
Because Caboose is always there to, like, fix me and, like, mend me when I hurt myself. Like, you and I also have multiple tattoos, most of which orient around, like, movies or shows that we've watched that really resonated where, like, we took away, like, something from that show. Yeah. That when we would tell other people, they're like, that was not my takeaway. And then we got those things tattooed on us where it was like, these are, like, we both love them separately. Yeah. But then those are, like, those moments where I was like, this is my soulmate that, like, sees what I mean. But, like, I didn't have to say it. She said it the same time I said it. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. Like, you can get tattoos. Like, again, I have a kite tattoo for my dad because some of my favorite memories as a kid, and we have tons of them, but, like, I never see a kite and not think of my dad. Yeah. Like, every single time I see a kite, I always think of my dad. And back to this is a very long tangent, but we're going to get right back on the interstate. We finally, on our last lap of this roundabout, when you get an obvious memorial tattoo. Yes. People do not like to ask questions because they don't know if you're going to feel comfortable talking about it. Yeah. So when you get a tattoo that does not fit into the norm, people will ask you about that tattoo or comment on it. So I had people that would be like, oh my gosh, is that a box kite? And I knew if you knew what a box kite was, you also flew kites because it's a very specific type of kite. And it was my favorite kite to, like, fly as a kid. Yep. And when people would ask me, I'd be like, yeah, I got it because, like, as a kid, I flew kites with my dad and my dad passed away. But it lets you, like, tell a story. And that's the beauty of... Are you crying?
No.
You're adorable.
I'm slightly tearing up.
That's the beauty of tattoos.
I'm just allergic to emotions. You said that I was being vulnerable on the podcast and I spilled my drink. I'm just allergic.
but the beauty of tattoos is not just to like celebrate your individuality and your journey, but it is to be able to tell a story. And so when you get something that makes it difficult to tell a story, because again, your noose tattoo is not like, I don't want to ask you about it because I already make assumptions. So when you have tattoos where people are able to make assumptions themselves, they don't ask you.
And it's never going to be, here's the thing, even if you think it means one thing, it's always going to mean a different thing to another person. So I don't know. It just, we got to think about our goals with these tattoos, and also like, there's also the, it's meaningful to me and that only matters to me. That's totally fine. I totally respect that and 100%. I understand that. But you also have to be open and receptive to the idea that like some people might get the wrong idea. Some people might ask questions and these questions are going to make you feel uncomfortable. Some people might think you're a racist and you don't want that. I promise you don't want that. So anyways. Oh my God.
The best accidental racist tattoo.
God damn it.
That's where like I back up the people that have like Maltese crosses and things that we now think of as racist.
Right. For sure.
We as tattoo artists tattooed the shit out of those.
Yes.
In the early 2000s, the early 2010s, because those were just in flashbooks.
Yeah.
Like there's the a very popular one that I saw like somewhere online. They were arguing about this is a racist tattoo.
Yeah.
And it's like a skull with like a specific type of like helmet. And I'm like, that was literally just on a flash sheet in every tattoo shop.
Yep.
And every artist I knew tattooed the shit out of it.
Well,
and none of us thought it was fucking racist.
I also think, here's the thing, like society's gotten so big to the point where like obviously there are some things that we know for sure we do not tattoo, like fucking anything to do with Nazis. Like, holy shit.
But now they're saying that that's a fucking Nazi tattoo.
Now they're saying it, and it's like, okay, but like when it was part of a flash sheet back then.
It was a military tattoo.
If it was a military tattoo back then how are we supposed to know? And if that doesn't even resonate with you and you're like, no, people should know, they all have access to the same internet now. It was different back then.
They do.
Now they do. And may I further put this point across where this is going to be such a Gen Z fucking reference, but Brittany Broski once said in her video, I love her too, I love her so much, that like there's so much to keep up with. Some people in her comments will come for her and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you still follow this person. And she's like, I didn't know there was tier drama. I had no fucking idea. Because guess what? We are on two different internets. I cannot like literally view every single thing at once to know who's beefing with who or what the fuck is happening. Everything's too big on the internet. So anyways, that's my different spiel. Are we ready for a different question?
Yes. Cool. Because we took that question and went so far, but really hopefully you enjoyed our tangent.
I liked it. So you know what? That's what you guys are getting.
That's why you're here.
All right. So this is from Reddit. The title is Discouraged. This is from the subreddit r/tattoo artists and the advice wanted section.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Okay. Listening hat is on.
Our listening hat is on. Hi guys, I'm new here. I downloaded Reddit just to be able to see if any other tattoo artists deal with this problem. I've been tattooing in a shop for a little while now, and I'm super lucky to have a great client base. It feels like
you are lucky.
You're very lucky. It feels like ever since I've started tattooing, though, none of my designs are ever good enough. It feels like 9 times out of 10 that someone asks me to design something with my own twist on it, they never like it. They come to me stating that they like my style and they want me to take an idea and make it mine, and then they never like it. They always want to change the design or go with a Pinterest version instead. I had somebody message me asking if I've designed anything up lately just for kicks and gigs, and I can't help but feel like even if I had anything new, they wouldn't like it anyway. I have an entire book of available designs that I've drawn up and want to do, but every single one it's, that's cool. Can we change this and this? In it though, if I get it. I know that when you're designing something for someone else, it can be hard to read their mind and get the design perfect the first try, but I just hate that it feels like every single time lately, it's been swing and miss, especially when they say they want my twist. It has me feeling extremely creatively discouraged. Please tell me someone else has dealt with this and what you've done to overcome this feeling.
You want to lead us on this one? Because I got a lot to say.
Man, okay. So, I can understand what you're feeling. I feel like this industry has so many takes, so many caveats, so many things that are happening, that it's hard to give you a very specific answer. For this particular question, I have so many different takes and so many different stances on, depending on what information you give me, but I'm just going to use what you sent in this Reddit. I want to remind you that this is a customer service-based industry. I get it. When you have a style and you draw certain things and people ask you to put your own twist on it, it can be really encouraging at first, but since this person is still new in their career, I need to let you know that a lot of people will encourage you to do that, but not necessarily mean it. And that's not your fault. It takes it takes this feeling that you're feeling over a span of a few years to realize that people will always say that to you, and they themselves
do not mean it.
Yeah, and they don't know they don't mean it.
They think they mean it, but they really don't.
Yeah, they think they mean it, and they don't. So I can't blame you, because I've been in the same position. I know exactly how that feels for not knowing that.
Example real fast?
Yeah, totally. Give an example.
This is that every person that does this, let me be clear, not every person. The majority of people that do this,
yes,
think that this is the correct thing to say, and they do think that you're going to have more fun if you put your own spin on it. They do not want your spin. They have been taught, because of social media and because of tattoo TV shows, that if they tell you to just make it pop, do your own thing, they're going to end up with something better. They don't want that.
No.
The majority of people do not want that. The same way that the majority of people that go into a restaurant want what they previously ordered. If you are a Starbucks person, you want that consistency of, I want that soy latte, that peppermint soy latte.
Yeah.
No matter where I go, it tastes the same. Only the occasional person is genuine when they say, make me your favorite drink, and will actually enjoy it. So they're lying to you.
Yes.
And this is not on you. This is on them being taught that the correct thing to tell you is they want you to put your own twist.
I think that, they're trying to believe that if your tattoo artist is enthusiastic about what they're tattooing, then their tattoo experience and their tattoo itself will be better.
It will.
And it will, but, here's the thing is, it does take a trained, seasoned artist to know whether or not someone actually means that. And the more you realize, the quicker you realize that, that statement right there that someone says to you, just write it off, the better off you'll be emotionally to kind of prepare for, not disaster, but to be able to prepare for, I'm not going to actually draw something that I like. I'm going to go off of your references, and we will go from there. I
think another example that works for this is we all have that friend that's like, oh my God, I don't care where we eat.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes. That is the client version of, I don't care where we eat. I'm not picky.
Bitch, you care. I know you care.
Make a decision. So they basically are putting on you making all the decisions because they believe that you know what's best. You're going to make the best decisions. And then when they see it, they're like, oh, I want to change all these things. A caveat for your flasher designs, put a piece of paper in there, put a post up that says, all of these designs are final, no changes.
Yep.
Does that mean you will sell to less people? Yes. But does that mean that the actual ones that are like, dude, I love your specific style.
Yep.
I want this exact piece. They don't want to change a single fucking thing.
Yeah.
You will only get those people. It filters out the ones that, and you can also add a caveat on there. If you are inspired by this piece, because if you're like, fuck, how am I ever going to make money? If you're inspired by this piece, I will draw something up specifically for you.
Yeah, totally.
But you don't get this piece with amendments. You just get an inspiration of this.
Yes.
But yeah, they're just your friend that won't make a fucking decision because they think that you're going to know better, and there's vulnerability in owning, making decision. Yeah,
I agree. I get it though. I do understand that it feels like shit. It doesn't feel good. But if somebody does message you asking you if you've designed anything, that's where you need to create these I shouldn't say you need to create these because it's still very hard to create energetic barriers in between you've been discouraged this entire time. So obviously you're going to feel discouraged when somebody even asks you if you've designed stuff. because it's hard. Like, and I think that's like that's the part of the industry that like isn't necessarily, that information hasn't found it towards mainstream knowledge for clients to also access, is that like that's most of your career. And like, yeah, I understand that sucks. But that's the reality of tattooing.
Yeah. As an artist whose style, like I spent the last 7 years before moving here in a city who did not like my style. And I had moved from a city where I had cultivated phenomenal clientele that loved my style.
You could sell anything.
I could sell anything. Yep. I sold a ninja cockroach just on a fucking bet with a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to prove that my clients were the best clients that we had in South Carolina, and they abso-fucking-lutely were. And then I moved out to Reno, Nevada, in which no one wanted New School.
Yep.
Like, it took me years to get clients to like somewhat want it. And for the most part, if I was tattooing something that was kind of New School, it was going to be like anime, Disney. And like, I love tattooing those things. But my originals, I was lucky to sell 2 to 3 originals a year. And I'm a tattoo artist that works 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Like actively tattooing 5 to 6 days a week.
So that's like less than like 1% of like your clientele.
And so it did break me where I stopped drawing for a long time, because what the fuck is the point? Like if I'm not doing it for a tattoo, I'm not drawing for myself, because I am only drawing for myself in the hopes of tattooing it on people.
Yep.
And my portfolio was one that people would look at and be like, oh my God, this would be such a cool sticker. So I started making stickers. So I at least got the satisfaction. And yeah, it breaks you also as a tattoo artist when you're like, so everyone likes your shit for stickers, but doesn't want to get it tattooed on them. Like, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah. Totally.
And that can feel soul crushing. I would say, like you said, the like emotional barriers really help. Also, branching out your clientele. Even if you've got great clientele, either kind of expressing the styles that you want to be doing.
Yeah. I found that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Also, and you get to a point, sorry, I'm going to interrupt for a second. If you get to a point where you're solidly booked and you're busy, I have done this thing. It was a risky play. But this is for if you're really booked and people like are genuine fans of you and like just want to keep getting tattooed by you. It was a very risky play on my end. But I have cut people off publicly. Not like individuals, but I made a post where I'm like, hey guys, just letting you know, I from here on out, I am not accepting any more fine line black and gray florals. If you want full color work, I am totally down. Please let me know. Would love to tattoo that, and I will happily tattoo you that from there. And then all of a sudden I got more of those requests, because people are like, fuck, okay, if you're like basically holding me at gunpoint
to still get tattooed by you.
My choices are don't get tattooed by you or get tattooed by you, then great. But you need to have like a really good clientele base in order to do that. So it depends on where you're at. You could do that. It is a risky play, though. I'm just letting you know.
And I didn't do it on like a post because I've been tattooing like pre-social media tattoo stuff. I basically did it with my individual clients.
Yeah.
I started drawing New School stuff and I knocked out a couple tattoos that were New School. Yep. And then I just posted up where I was like, I want to be tattooing this. Like, whoever's willing to like let me tattoo this on you, I'll love you forever.
Totally.
And then my clients just started shifting their ideas. Like, wait, you want to tattoo this?
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. Absolutely. You can totally take like the idea of the memorial I have for my grandma and turn it into a super fun New School piece. And it was like somewhat collaborative, but otherwise, like I would just straight up ask people like, because again, I'm autistic. I'm very blunt. Yep. I would just ask them like, okay, so when you say that you want me to just like go balls to the wall, what do you mean? Also, because as an artist I have a diverse array of styles in my portfolio.
Yes.
Less now in my printed portfolio because I was like, I don't want to fucking have every style in there. But if you look on my like online portfolio, tons of different styles. So when people say, I love your style, if you also have a diverse array, you need to ask them to show you pictures that you have previously tattooed so you know what style. Because that's not on them. Like that's kind of on like me as like an artist that's really diverse, is that people will be like, oh my God, I love your style. And I have to go, which one?
Yeah.
Do you love my like fine line? Do you love my color? Like blocking? Do you love like my saturation?
Yeah.
Do you love like my new school? Because I still identify as a new school artist. So like if I had it my way, 95% of shit would be big bold lines, really, really skinny lines, stupid highlights, insane color schemes.
Yeah, totally.
But the average person is not trying to get that tattooed on them. And also I have ADHD. So then in like 3 months, I'm like, you guys, I need to do like giant blocks of black behind your tattoo and run it as like lines through it. It'll be great. Just trust me. And if you express that to your clients and you do have a good clientele base, they will go on the journey with you, because we have both had this where the amount of our clients that will, like, as we evolve our styles, they love collecting the different ages and the different eras. And they're like, oh my God, this is when you were obsessed with hyperrealism.
I love it.
And then you did this. And so if you express to your clients, it does help. The more
it's one of my clients' birthday today. Happy birthday, Zachariah. This won't be released on your birthday, but I did mention on even our stories, I was like, listen, you've supported me during pretty much every phase of my career.
Zachariah has my favorite fucking drawing that you did.
That's
that
true.
I was real
still jealous.
Yeah, still jealous that print is in our living room, and I do think about Zachariah's leg a lot.
Me too. And that's the thing is, like, I'm so privileged to have been able to have those kinds of clients, but if you're just new starting out, then it probably won't happen for you for a while. It's that like kind of loyalty that people build. They can trust you. They know that you're making the right artistic decisions. They know that, like, no matter what, like, there's a lot of trust into going when it comes to this artist isn't trying to fuck with me. Like, they are trying to do the best that they can do. They're trying to not only make me happy, but they're trying to make art that will make other artists happy. And that is a big, big ask for your clients to kind of trust you on that. A lot of people do want that collaborative effort, though, even if they say, put your own spin on it. Yeah, it will get easier. It does break you. It's up to you whether or not you want to stay after it breaks you. So that's a hard one. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Do you have anything else that you would like to say?
No, I think that's great.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so next question. The title is Feeling Creatively Stuck and Could Use Some Encouragement, Advice, and or Insight. Recently, I've been feeling a bit lost and without purpose. It's all a bit existential, but I've realized that I don't really have any goals. I'm not working towards anything specific in my life. I love my job. I love tattooing. But lately, it feels like every day I wake up, draw, go to work, come home, sleep, and repeat. I don't have motivation to draw Flash. My Instagram's blown up lately, but honestly, it's made me feel worse. Like, way worse. It's like a pressure to do something. I just don't know what. I'd love to create some actual goals, but I don't even know where to start. Our career is so subjective. How do you quantify goals like get better at drawing? We also don't have, like, promotions or anything in my job. There's nothing like that to work towards. I work my own shop. It's great, but it almost feels like I've kind of peaked and it's bumming me out. What do you have to do when you've reached all the career goals you've ever had and don't know where to go from there? Any ideas?
Wow.
Heavy.
Okay, so that's a couple different fronts. Creatively, you need to do something different.
Yeah.
You need to pick up a new skill. So you are... I don't know the quality of your work, so I don't know how much you need to improve or feel like you need to improve. Taking an art class can help, like, refresh that as you go, oh my God, I totally forgot to do these parts, because as artists, we forget to do things. We forget that, like, oh, if I use perspective, then that's going to help me, like, create better designs and draw better. If I am only drawing for other people and the idea of drawing for yourself right now is not it, pick up something else that's creative. You need to refuel your creative juices another way. And that can be doing, like, film, that can be writing poetry, that can be journaling, that can be, I obviously am going to keep saying writing shit because I'm naturally a writer.
Yeah. Crochet.
Yeah, that can be crochet. That can be finger painting. That's something that, like, we're doing Drawcember. So, like, yesterday, Dancer was the prompt. And I did the dumbest interpretive dance, and
it was awesome.
Shout out to my collab homie, my other BFF, Matt, did the fucking vocals for it.
It was iconic.
And it was great because both of us were acting in a really vulnerable place by doing that, but also we were just having fun. And so it's about finding what is fun for you. And the reason you started drawing as a child, because let's be clear, most tattoo artists were also artists as kids. To be fair, most kids are artists. It's just that it gets beaten out of you. But you find that joy. So go do something stupid that you're not good at.
Yep.
And then work at being good at something. Because you will go through these like ruts in your career where you're like, okay, so I've done like the most. And if you own a shop, there is so much potential. Like I genuinely love with my soul being a fucking shop owner. I love working for myself and I love like doing business. So if you think that you've like peaked because you're a shop owner, oh honey, being a fucking business owner and a shop owner is like being a parent. There are so many areas that you can improve. And if you're not aware of that, then go read some business books, go watch some like business podcasts, YouTube videos, and like don't just like listen to what they're saying. Like you and I watched the rise and fall of Abercrombie Fitch, right?
Oh, yeah. Fitch? Yep. And Abercrombie and Fitch. It was awesome.
We watched the rise part and we were like, okay, stealing that.
Also, they're pretty good at tattooing. I'm just letting you know.
Awesome. I love that.
They're great.
They are great at tattooing. Yeah. So if you're like, I don't need to work on tattooing right now, diversify.
Yeah.
Find other stuff you like. She likes clay. She makes me do clay. Go join an art class. Go join like interpretive dance. Go like get into weightlifting. Like you were obviously goal-oriented person.
Yep.
But you've put all of your eggs in this one basket. So go find joy in other things and it will allow you to bring those things back into tattooing.
I want to add to that, and it sounds like this is a classic case of like, we talk about having pillars of your life, and these pillars you can add on to, you can like have them be goal-oriented. But when you have one pillar, it does make for a very shaky life, because when you put, again, it's like putting all of your eggs into one basket. And I'm not saying that this person, like, I don't know what your life looks like when you made this post, but it does kind of sound like you have invested all this time into tattooing. You've hit a like kind of peak. And you've blown up on Instagram, which I'll get into the emotional and like psychological shit of that in a second. But when you have like your entire personality and your entire life just weighs on this one pillar, it will feel shaky with every single sway of wind that you get, right?
And it also just feels boring.
Of, like, feels boring.
You've climbed this mountain. You're at the top,
right?
Dude.
You're like, what else do I do? Like, as someone with ADHD, like, I get how, like, you know, when you get really good at something and you're like, well, I don't really need to do this. I've caught all the Pokemon. Do I really need to continue? I don't really feel the need to. Or like, hey, I don't know, I've got 4 rooms in my Animal Crossing house and I'm okay with that. I don't need any more rooms. So I get that.
And can I just interject really fast?
Yes.
Having a business means that you can diversify that stuff as much as you want. 100%. I make t-shirts and say like, oh, this is for the business.
Totally.
But it's because I like designing things. I like the design aspect. I like making business cards. And we get comments on our business cards all the time.
Yes.
I like making stickers. Like you can take those creative ventures that are not just for tattoos.
Yes.
And put them into your business.
I love video editing, and it means that there's a constant push of like, how do I make this better? If this, like, how can I reset my brain so that way it feels like I'm watching it for the first time, so I can catch myself on these mistakes and I don't need as many people to like crowdsource. Like, can you see these mistakes so I can edit 20 different things for the final product? Instead, it's making that list shorter and shorter and shorter, so that way I'm eventually acing the reels like pretty much from the get-go, even though there'll be 1 or 2 adjustments.
I did just fucking realize something. What? You also need other creative people in your life that like different shit than you. Totally. Because they will help you.
They'll push you.
And they'll help you like push into that. Because you were saying how you like editing and and I hate editing stuff.
Yeah.
I hate splicing stuff down. It's awful. I have been wanting to post a reel about going to the gym lately, a bunch, and then I film almost every day in the gym, and it just goes on my phone and dies, like 98% of what I film. And then you were like, oh, if you cut that together, I can do a voiceover and it'll be funny. Because you were just making little like jokes when I was like showing you the video. And I was like, that's amazing. And it gave me the motivation to like do that. And then like as we're filming stuff, I love directing and I can like see what the camera can see.
Yes.
But because I've spent time as a like director, I also know how to tell people what I want them to do. And so, like, you're learning this brand new skill of directing because you've only ever worked on yourself. So you've only had to direct yourself.
Totally.
And then I am getting to also experience, like, the joy of, like, I know your potential as an actress. And I get to also, like, play with that. And, like, push that. So finding other creative people, they don't have to be other tattoo artists.
No.
You really want to, like, diversify and find people that don't have the same, like, skill set as you. So that way you guys can, like, learn and push each other in different ways.
I think that, like, again, we've covered all of the bases for that. I wanted to ask you what you felt about, like, the whole, like, I've blown up on Instagram and it's made me feel worse. Because I so understand that. And I think you'd have a better perspective on how Instagram has changed the tattoo industry and what it's done to our poor little artist brains. Especially as tattoo artists, because that's a very niche subject. So
okay, I'm going to talk about this like an old timer because I originally came into tattooing when we printed out portfolios, and the only time people ever saw your work and you were like privy to that were in person flipping through. So anytime someone was privy to your work, you got to see their genuine reactions. And I do think that, like, as artists, obviously we create for ourselves, but there is that external validation. And if you're like, there shouldn't be, really, because I think actors and actresses and comedians like when you clap for them. So watching like people go and flip through the portfolio and be like, wow, this is great. Like, this is awesome. Or like, like I do a lot of funny tattoos, like laugh at the jokes in my tattoos, and I do a lot of pun tattoos. It feels very like filling.
It's also like filling that, like, sorry to interrupt for
you're
a
good.
second.
Please.
It's filling that survival instinct that we have as human beings, because at the end of the day, if people do not like your work, you are not going to be able to pay rent. Like, that's the thing, is like, I think a lot of people forget that, like, oh, it's so easy to write off that, like, biological instinct of, like, but if most of the village doesn't like me, they could easily just cast me out so I could get eaten by the lions or whatever the fuck. Like, it's very much biologically programmed in us to seek out that validation, and there's nothing wrong with that. So anyways, continue.
And I think that, like, social media widens that out. So, like, again, I have like 2,000 fucking followers on Instagram. Something that I like to, like, remind myself a lot, because, again, I will, like, post something that I am so proud of, and I will get, like, 25 likes. If I post a video about the two of us, about how much I love her, I will clear well over 100 likes. If I post a video about how much I love my husband, I will also clear well over 100. And I'm aware that 100 likes is not a whole lot of likes in, like, the social media realm. But that, like, disparity can be, like, pretty, like, oh shit, because then you're like, okay, so you guys just want this. And I think for me personally, and I do want to get your perspective as someone who is more popular online and as someone who's like purely grown up in this world, I like to remind myself that if there were 25 people saying nice shit about my fucking work right in front of me, I would be like, oh, okay, thank you. Oh my God. And I would come home and be like, oh my God, everyone loves what I did. So yeah, I would genuinely come home and be like, babe, oh my God, everyone said so many nice things.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I would also, because I'm an artist, run away from that. And when people said that, I would fucking try to stand in the other room and just listen and be like, please don't actually say it to my face. But also, it's not real. Like, it's just not. At any point in time, the entire fucking app can crash. So keeping that perspective on the fact that, like, your everyday in life clients, like, the look they have when they look at a tattoo and you know they love it, and the look you have and the feeling you have when, like, you just did a good tattoo and you know it. You know that it's clean, the saturation's solid, there's no fucking holidays near the lines. Because I'm watching that happen more and more on social media, where people just edit shit and then you like not zoom in beyond the level, but zoom into the size that tattoo is, and no one's coloring against their lines. But, like, getting back to the roots of, like, why you love tattooing, and like not letting that external pressure of like, oh, I need to give the people what they want. Because like, again, if I wanted to actually blow up on social media, I would just every day post about how much I love you and how great our life is together and how much like you are the most like beautiful thing I've ever been able to experience. Yeah. And everyone would be like,
add a gratuitous tit shot to that and you would be viral.
Oh my God, I can't imagine like my fucking titties are okay. Yeah, but like that's the thing is that like you like the more popular you become, the easier it is to forget why the fuck you were in it. Yep. So just constantly reminding, and like I have like stuff like written down and stuff in my phone, and we have stuff like around the house where it's like the number one thing you're proud of today. So we're having these like external reminders of like I'm a tattoo artist because like I like helping people. I do so many cover-ups, not just because I get bored and I like the puzzle of a cover-up, but because to me, there's nothing better than watching somebody come in and be like, everyone told me this couldn't be done. And being like, you know what? Let me think on it. Let me figure this out. And 9 times out of 10, I think statistically speaking, it's probably higher than that because it's only like once a year or so that I will have to turn to someone and say, nope, I can't like do what you want me to do with that. Totally. You're going to have to get some laser done. Yep. But watching the faces of people as you've taken a tattoo that they didn't know the connotations for, that like another artist lied to them about and was like, it'll fall out, that they like just wasn't done the way they fucking want it done. Totally. Being able to fix that will never, ever like not be as, or I fucking fucked this up. Let me rephrase this. Getting like 100,000 likes on social media will never trump the feeling that I just had this afternoon.
Fucking period.
Watching someone jokingly say, you just saved my marriage. But like genuinely being excited that they tattoo that they like no longer resonated with is not on their fucking body
the tattoo
anymore.
That felt like a fucking burden. And this burden you've been carrying for plus 10 years is finally lifted. Like that will never trump the feeling of getting, like you said, 100,000 likes.
Yeah, like I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I got 100,000 likes.
No, I was able to make a difference in someone's life.
I helped this person feel more like themselves. Like when you do that tattoo and you watch someone be like, holy shit. And maybe your motivations for tattooing are different. Maybe you're like, I just want to put my art out there. But whatever your original reason for getting in tattooing, it wasn't for the fucking likes.
No.
So like, quite frankly, if you start just being like, oh, there's all this pressure, remember that the entire app can crash at any point. And to be very clear, there have been so many renditions of social media. It's not gonna happen in a while. In like 10 years from now, Instagram isn't going to be a thing. Facebook used to be the most important social media platform. And we already have studies that show that more and more people are like, I don't want to use social media anymore because quite frankly, we all get fucking ads nonstop, and half of what you're scrolling past is just ads.
And it's like deteriorating our brains. And
so you're kind of like buying into a stock when you like allow that to really sit with you. You're buying into a stock that's crashing.
Yeah.
But the stock that's never going to crash is the real reasons why the fuck you did this. And like, congratulations. Awesome. In this fake world of social media, you popped off. Yep. We literally sit here and talk to each other and like 200 listeners. But you know what? If you put those 200 listeners in my fucking house, I would have a panic attack. My house probably couldn't fit 200 people.
Totally.
But I would be overwhelmed with like gratitude and joy. So like really sitting on the fact that like you have a real reason why you got into this and it wasn't to be popular on social media. Otherwise you wouldn't feel that pressure.
I think it does explain the fact that like this person's feeling confused and a little bit like has anxiety about what to post, because now it's like they're counting all of the like, I'm gonna guess like thousands of people who have followed them and putting their opinions into the mix instead of realizing like, no, what matters is what I am doing is what I enjoy and what I like. And like when you put those many people's opinions all into one thing, I understand the pressure, I understand the anxiety, and like you covered it all. It was you got to figure it out.
No, you're good. A whole fucking. I said, I got this.
No, yeah,
that shit ain't real.
It's not real. And
but
at the end of the day,
look on your client's face.
Yeah,
You can't fucking, and
yes,
knowing you did a clean tattoo, there is no better feeling than walking out and being like, fucking nailed it.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck if I get 7 likes on this post. I'm a bad bitch. I did that. That wasn't there when I started, and I put something there and made it better. That feeling is gonna live with that
forever. Yep. They get to walk around and feel that pride.
Period.
And that tattoo has a whole life of its own. You just made a tattoo baby that's going to go out and live in the world, and other people are going to see it and they're going to be inspired by it. Like, it's magic what we do.
You have no idea how many lives you touch just after creating a successful tattoo, a tattoo that like not only your client walks away with and is happy with, but you're happy with. You have no idea how many people like
your thigh tattoos that Nico and Reagan did all the time bring me joy. Yeah. Every single day I see them and I'm like, God, those are good tattoos.
Every day I'm grateful that I did not settle for less. So
yes.
Do we have time for one short one?
We can. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's do one short one.
Hopefully these lights won't go out, but let's go. Let's do this thing.
The title is, Why is there so much hate towards younger tattooers / beginners?
I will let you answer this first as a seasoned but not old-timey tattoo artist.
Sounds good. Ever since I started my apprenticeship, I've gotten so much shit from old tattooers in the industry. From saying I'll never make it, you're saturating the industry, and another young person wanting to be a tattoo artist. I can't stand the senseless hate, and the majority of this hate is coming from mostly American traditional artists. I'm just doing my thing, working hard, and doing so much research. I know it's the internet, but not a single other profession is so predatory against younger folk / beginners than tattooing. Why are we like this? Yeah, I think it's a bold statement to assume that like this industry is the only one going through it, because the film industry, notorious for that. Theater. Anything in entertainment. Anything creative, anything in entertainment. And even like the medical industry can be pretty shit.
Oh yeah, anything that you are breaking into.
Anything that you're breaking into is going to be hard, and you're going to get shit from people.
But you're young, so this is your first experience with this kind of world, so that's why.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do understand like the feeling of like, oh my God, like I'm just tired of hearing this. I'm getting this a lot from American traditional artists, like very traditional tattoo artists will believe certain things, but there's so many caveats to this as well. Not to be the person who's like, okay, but how bad is it? But like, I'm going to be that person for a second. Is it like an actual
I like that you
hazing?
Just made pirate noises. I just need to add that. You said R.
Yeah. Is it senseless hazing that you're going through? Or is it like there's a lot of people in this industry that do want to keep it sacred? I don't care if you say, oh my God, Callie's gatekeeping tattooing right now. There's a reason why people should not be fucking tattoo artists. There are certain people out there who don't give a fuck if they are like negatively impacting your immune system. And those people I have serious beef with. I have beef with people who don't make the effort to understand that they are making permanent changes to people's fucking bodies. Surgery can do that, but it doesn't mean that their bodies are externally carrying that for the rest of their lives. I understand that surgical scars are a thing, but people are making the fucking choice to come to you to make themselves feel more like themselves. And there are people out there who don't give a fuck and will just do whatever they want to do. The reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I've had clients come in and tell me, yeah, this tattoo looks good to other tattoo artists, but honestly, when I got it, I cried and I felt violated. And fuck those people. Fuck the so-called artists who put their own shit against their clients' needs and wants and don't give a fuck about how they feel and just steamroll over them, and their client ends up feeling violated. That's a horrible fucking feeling to have. There are people out there that should not be tattoo artists. Anyways, for young tattoo artists, you guys need to learn that at the end of the day, you're coming into an industry that what you think at the end of the day, for the most part, doesn't fucking matter. You need to be able to provide a service to your clients, to make sure that your clients are happy, and to make sure that you are working hard. I don't know, like, the senseless hate. I don't think that, like, I do draw the line at, like, hazing. I don't think hazing is cool. I don't think it's cool to make your apprentice, like, drink until they vomit everywhere and pass out. I don't think it's cool to publicly humiliate your apprentice with like making them show up in, I don't know. There was this one dude who like had to dress up as a spider. That's kind of funny for a flash day.
So,
but
okay.
I just, I don't know. I'm laughing at that because I do think it's kind of funny, but like also like, did it leave you everlasting trauma? I don't know. You just had to wear a spider costume. I don't know. What do you want to say about this?
Can you reread it one more time?
Yeah.
I just want to hear it.
Okay. Ever since I started my apprenticeship, I've gotten so much shit from old tattooers in the industry. Calling them old.
Okay. I'm going to start with that first line. As someone who's been in the industry for over 20 years, I do try to have empathy, but like young artists do have
it's like bravado.
It's like, a Dunning-Kruger effect. It's that when you only know a small amount about a subject, you think you know everything.
Yep.
And then the more you learn, the more you realize you have so much more to learn, that there is so much. If you can see this fly that is flying around us.
Sorry, guys.
We don't have screens on windows here, so, and it's summertime, so everything has to be open so we can get a breeze.
Yeah.
But you don't know as much as you think you know. Yep. And as I was a young female artist trying different styles, and I came in the industry with like a pretty good head on my shoulders, and also like picked up tattooing really quickly. And that is like based off of what other tattoo artists had told me. And it's because I had spent 6 years in my apprenticeship. So by the time I was full-time tattooing, I had spent 6 years, and I don't mean like lackadaisically. I mean, I was in a shop for years before, for 3 years. And for 3 years prior to that, I worked with a mentor who was teaching me how to tattoo. Who taught me how to do like consultations and setups and teardowns, and I would just watch him for hours. So I had a very long period of time in which my entire world was, I went from 3 years of part-time, which is where most apprentices are, to 3 years of having a business and spending all of my life in that shop.
Yep.
But a lot of them are going to give you shit and tell you you're not going to make it, because it also helps build some mental resilience. You heard that on the previous things we discussed, where it's like, this is a hard industry. Watching like someone pick some shit apart, somebody who's not an artist, who does not understand why you did what you did and have to pick it apart while you have to maintain customer service and have a nice, cool, calm, collected face. And in your brain, you're like, okay, fine. Just get the infinity symbol from fucking Pinterest. I don't care. Why did I spend 7 hours drawing this fucking tattoo and you're not going to get it done? But you can't show that.
Yep.
You have to like, go ahead and swallow that down. Know that you are never going to sell this tattoo because it was specifically designed for their grandma and grandpa's love story that then they decided to just throw some names on infinity symbol and call it good. But they wasted 7 hours of your life designing that tattoo that they're never going to get. And so hearing people say, hey, you're not going to make it. First off, if you work harder, they're not going to tell you that. I'm going to be real clear.
Totally.
As an old-timey tattoo artist, the kids that I talk shit about, the new kids that I'm like, holy fucking shit, you are not going to make it in this industry, is because there is no mental resilience. And don't get me wrong, it's not your fault. If you're a young person, it's hard. Your brain is not fully developed. And also, you did grow up in a world that was really gentle. And yes, the internet is savage. But like, you didn't grow up with the hazing that we grew up with. Like, and I'm not saying that's okay, but like, I sure as fuck got hazed. And again, not okay. But it does build a mental resilience that I did not just go on the internet and go, they're being mean. Traditional artists, I will admit, because they are like, believe in the old timiness of the industry. Can be sometimes, because not every traditional artist, shout out Jade, love her to pieces. She's not mean. To be clear, I haven't seen her in her shop. Maybe she is mean to other artists. Never been mean to me. I've never known her to be mean, so she's great. But they can hang on to this idea that the industry was really tough. And yes, to a certain degree, it can feel like it's being oversaturated. And also can feel like so many styles that are happening now do not feel as like sturdy as traditional feels, particularly to undereducated artists. So you're hitting them in a lot of ways. And it's a little bit like the old racist grandpa where you're like, yeah, they're just going to do that. And is it cool? Not necessarily. Mm-hmm. But do you just fucking let it wash off you like water off a duck's back? Yeah. You just say, okay, well, A, prove them wrong. Because all of us have had artists that were like, you're not gonna make it. Mm-hmm. And then you get the satisfaction of going, okay, Diva, well, I own a business and
Turns out I'm more booked than you are.
Yeah.
So who's not making it here?
I worked with artists that were like, you're never gonna account for anything. And then I was booked out for months in advance in a studio where no one else was booked out for months in advance. Okay, prove them wrong.
I have to say, I will read my favorite comment off of this.
Yes, let's go.
TLDR. Old tattooers can be bitter and grumpy that the world is changing, but young tattooers can be smart-ass little know-it-alls who don't listen. Oh my God,
yes.
This person said, I feel like a majority of it is just senseless nonsense from old-timers or toxic bullshit, but I will say I have had a very hard time lately with communicating with younger apprentices and tattooers. This generation of apprentices and young tattooers grew up with Instagram. When I started my apprenticeship, I learned what was possible in tattooing and what wasn't from my mentor. I didn't have 30,000 other opinions blast at me for years before that. And now I find myself with my own apprentice, having to fight against everything she has seen and known online before now, and having to constantly say, no, you can't tattoo that. No, that won't work. And I don't care if this person specializes in whatever trendy dumb thing it is out there. It won't heal well or it won't age well.
Yes.
Thankfully, my apprentice is taking it well, but I have worked with a younger artist a few years ago who just insisted she knew all the secrets because she saw it on Instagram. Now we're dealing with clients coming back after her departure with shittily healed fine line or fucked up glitter tattoos. And that's what they said, yeah. You can either be bitter and grumpy, but sometimes young tattooers can be smart-ass little know-hows.
Yes,
and I think
is what
hard.
I stick with.
I stick with that too. So I think, again, for the whole why is there so much hate, I think maybe just know that that's the industry that you decided to get in. Sorry,
also, to be clear, if you're nice to them, 90% of them are going to be nice to you.
I was going to say, yeah, what are you doing? Not to,
we're not trying to victim blame.
But, what are you doing to make people tell you that you are not doing well? Anyways, this person, the OP, original poster, did comment back and said, oh, I understand that part of younger apprentices being smartasses, as I most likely find myself in the same position.
Yep.
Thank you for this insight, and I appreciate it, and I'll try to keep this in mind for my mentor. So, yeah, and that person was
Wait, did someone just say a spray bottle? What is that comment?
Damn, when I was apprenticing, it would have been a taser, though they used a spray bottle, too.
Oh, man, I love hitting a fucking apprentice with a wash bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. When you're like, nope, don't do that. Again, I made her, and she can absolutely be like, this was hazing, this was bullying.
No.
Bitch hated sloths.
Yep.
I told her, make sure you close my ink bottles because this is expensive and they can get contaminated and I need to throw them away. The next time you, do not fully close them.
Yep.
You are going to then have to, I'm going to have to do something so you'll remember to always do it because it's going to matter for your career as well. So then for the month of December, during Drawcember, she had to do the normal prompt and she had to do a sloth version of the prompt. And a lot of people could consider that hazing because I just gave her twice the homework for an entire month. But have you ever left an ink bottle open?
Nope.
So, I mean, she did learn her lesson.
Yeah. Also, whatever. It was, here's the thing is
and now you have awesome soft flash.
I do. Sometimes you just need to do more homework. I don't care. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't have a psychological toll on me. I don't really care. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. That other comment really made me realize that, yeah, Instagram has truly changed the industry. I grew up with Instagram. But yeah, it's that does make sense to why so many people are so insistent on I have to start doing just the style or I just know more or whatever the fuck, where it's no, dude, you have to come in as a blank slate. Everything that you think you know, you fucking don't.
Yep.
Leave it at the door. Learn while you can from this person, and whatever resonates, take it. Whatever doesn't, leave it.
Yep. Just like school.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, on that note, since we are down one light and that light's probably going to start blinking in 2 minutes.
Yep.
What are you proud of for the week?
I am very proud of coming out with a bunch of Flash.
Dude, you've cranked out Flash. I'm really excited to steal some of those.
I'm excited for you to tattoo them, honestly. Like, I'm pumped. Like, as far as Flash goes, I'm more excited about this Flash than I have been in a long time. So.
I love that.
Yeah. How about you? What are you proud of?
I am proud of the fact that we are doing our first Flash Day and that we have been having, like, it's been a lot of work, but we've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But, like, again, we got a troll and we said, we are going to own this. We are going to, like, take this stuff, again, take the shit that we like, that we said, okay, Cult of Cali Lose. Yep. I would have never thought of that. Thank you so much. The amount of our clients that resonate with that, they're like, oh my God, how do I become a member? Which, if you want to be a member of the Cult of Cali Loose, you are a member. That's it. We will have shirts. I will also order stickers that I'm currently working on. So, like, you can rep Cult of Cali Loose all you want. And if you just manifest in your brain, I want to be a member. Hi, welcome. You are a member. We are so happy to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we've got glitter farts. Reclaimed eyeliner candles.
You too can be a sparkle witch.
You too can be a sparkle witch. And you get to decide what type of sparkle witch. If you are an elder, if you are a junior, if you are a whatever kind of sparkle witch you want to be it. Also, please, if you do know what kind of sparkle witch you want to be, please leave it in the comments. I would love to hear that. Just shoot us messages and be like, I'm this kind of sparkle witch. But I'm really proud of, like, how much fun we've been having while prepping.
Yeah.
Because even though it is an insane amount of work, and I have been up till like 3 o'clock in the morning, multiple mornings, it does feel like very calm. Like, the more we do this, the better I'm, like, getting at being like, these is stuff that needs to get done.
Man.
And these are the things that, like,
I just feel like we're a machine lately.
Yes.
You and I are like a fucking Cali Lose. The Cult of Cali Lose is alive and well and running. So I'm just stoked. Yeah, that's a good one to be proud
of. And then
of.
Today, name one thing you were proud of for today.
For today?
Your win for today. I know I fuck those up. I fuck them up all the time. That's okay.
We'll just say win for today.
Yes.
My win for today has got to be...
I like this. That was good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know, doing more Flash today. I like thought I hit a barrier and then I ended up coming out with an entire other Flash sheet. So that was fun.
Yeah. You were like, dude, I'm like done.
Yeah, I hit a wall and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, just kidding, I have more.
Yeah, and I looked over at you and you knocked out like 30 more things. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. I thought we were done. And she was like in the zone that I'm closing the shop around her and she is just continuing to go.
Drawing.
Like, we have to go do other stuff. Whoops. And she is just going. Yeah. Like, she is a machine.
Yeah, I think I caught my second win with Flash, so I'm actually excited to draw even more.
Nice.
How about you? What's your win for today?
My win for today.
We swapped.
We swapped them. My win for today is that I expressed that I realized that I had not previously expressed that I wanted to decorate with other people, that's been something that I've always like done by myself, and that I have built up some resentment around doing it, but that I also never gave the opportunity to be like really clear on like, no, I want us to all do this together. So as we've been working through our like expectations for this holiday season, I heard you being vulnerable about like, I really want to make cookies and like, that's a big part of it. And then I was like, I really don't want to be the only person decorating.
Totally.
And then I expressed to you, like, I'm really upset that it is the 12th of December and we have not decorated our tree.
Totally.
And to be fair, it's like a fucking 4-foot tree, so it's an easy one to decorate. But we have been going buck wild. And now we have a beautiful beach tree.
Yeah, she's ready for the beach.
Yeah, we don't have a pumpkin tree skirt because the store we went to only had them made out of like tinsel.
Yeah, just
and I
didn't
want to buy something that I had to throw away. It just feels really wasteful. So instead, we did not get a tree skirt, but you have so kindly donated your beach towel.
Absolutely.
Which when we go to the beach next
week,
what
what if we use a beach towel?
We will have to take it back. And we put beach things because it is hot, y'all. It is hot right now.
Oh my God. It's oppressively hot lately. And you know what? I know I complain about every season. I'm trying my best to stay present and enjoy the sun on my face, the sun on my skin, and to enjoy our beach trips.
Yes. So I am really proud that I expressed it. And I just want to say that I am also really grateful that you very quickly like helped me like you really confirmed that if I just express a need, then you can just be like, okay, let's do this thing. And that like I express the same need to Caboose, and it took him a second because he's a boy and they have to like go through their feels.
There's a lot of emotions.
Lots of emotions for
big
boys.
Feelings, yes.
Big feels. Big feel boys.
Yes.
But then he also like took some time, came back and was like, yeah, that makes complete sense.
Perfect.
Love
let's do it.
Great. Let's do this thing. Mm-hmm. And I like adjusted some stuff that he had done because I was like, I don't like that. That's hideous.
Yes.
And he was so like, oh yeah, absolutely. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And so it was great.
It was really sweet.
Yeah.
It was a good turnaround. And also, I love a relationship where you can communicate what you need and then you go from there.
Yes.
That's really all relationships are, you guys. It doesn't have to be like crazy hard. So anyways, thank you guys for listening.
Yes, thank you so much. And we will see you in a week after our flash event where we will go over what worked, what didn't work, and maybe offer some like, I don't know, like tattoo business advice if you guys want that of like two people who are good at fucking business.
We are pretty good at running events. I gotta say, for a small team, we're a machine.
We are a team of 2 that then expands out to a team of 4.
Yep.
And we are very good at this. And we do have lots of people trying to like offer more assistance and help and stuff. Which at this point, like we're still finessing our team of 4. So right now we can't expand out, but it is like nice to know that like we've had multiple people volunteer to work like for us for free just for the experience. And that is also like something that I hold a lot of pride that people are like, I just want to be a part of what you're doing.
Totally.
Also, can I just say really, really quick, and then I swear to God, I will let y'all go. If you're participating in Drawcember, thank you so much. Every single day that a person is drawing for Drawcember, it is bringing me so much joy. And this is such a like hard time of year for me. Because it comes with the end of the year and then also comes with like my next birthday, and every single fucking year I get to this is 1 year closer to like you dying. Which I'm not afraid of death, but I am like sad that like my life will end, and I am genuinely grateful to be alive. So every single person that is participating in Drawcember has brought me so much fucking joy, and I cannot like express that. It's got tears coming to my eyes, so shut the fuck up because I see you smiling. And I just want to say thank you so much. And also, if you have not yet participated, there's still multiple days.
It's okay
on this month.
It is based off of luck. So even if you have put in 1 entry and so-and-so's put in 14, you potentially could still win, because at the end of the day, our like fucking like the way we draw names, it is truly who knows what's going to happen.
It is just luck. We will come up with a like way to do a randomized game.
Yep.
Like we've done in the past where we've thrown ninja stars and knives at balloons.
Totally.
And just the last balloon standing, and we don't know what's in there. Yep. We've done rally races. We've done all sorts of, I made you bob for apples.
Yes.
Which is great. But yeah, it's just luck. So you can do 1 entry. You can do all 30.
Not 2.
I like 32. All 32 days of December.
It's 31.
Christmas is 2 days.
Christmas, I mean, that's a freebie essentially. You just get to post a photo of how your Christmas is going. So truly,
that's
like,
cute.
I cannot wait to see people's entries for
I'm
that.
gonna cry.
Me too. I'm gonna cry so much. So I can't wait. And Drawcember has
that.
been amazing. So please enter if you want to. It is really easy. Some people have been doing nail art.
Oh my God, yeah.
Been getting a lot of compliments.
I did interpretive dance.
Yeah. I still haven't done a makeup look yet, but I do want to do that. So today's is Candy Cane. Oh wait, when it comes out, I don't know what the prompt will be, but whatever.
Yeah, today is whatever day this comes out, Monday.
Yes.
And we're currently recording on Friday.
Exactly.
But thank you guys so much. We love you. Please send in more questions. I love answering questions. They can be silly questions. They can be serious questions. Or if you found like a Reddit like story or just any sort of thing that you want us to respond to, send it over. We would love to have it. Tattoo Homewreckers has an Instagram, so you can always send messages there as well. We also do have an email address, so you can send it to that as well. Or you can just leave comments if you're on YouTube or Spotify.
Easy.
So thank y'all so much, and we'll see you back next week.